I look forward to hearing from our witnesses on this topic and will now yield to the ranking member for her opening statement.
Thank you, Chair Stauber. I appreciate the subcommittee holding this hearing because the more we examine deep sea mining, the more it becomes clear that this industry raises far more questions than answers. We all agree that critical minerals matter for national security, for clean energy, for the technologies that power our daily lives. The question isn't whether we need these minerals. The question is whether deep sea mining is a smart, responsible way to get them. Based on everything that I have seen, the answer is no. Deep sea mining companies have been promising breakthroughs for decades, and yet there is not a single commercial deep sea mining operation anywhere in the world, not one. The Metals Company has spent over $500 million and pushed its commercial timeline back a decade. The industry is no stranger to bankruptcy. Reports show that this industry is neither economically viable nor worth the associated risk. One of the risks that's being almost entirely ignored are the impacts to communities that would bear the burden of deep sea mining. American Samoa's territorial legislature voted unanimously against mining off of its coasts. Over 76,000 public comments opposed BOEM's first comment period on deep sea mining in the region, in near unanimous opposition. Guam and the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands have raised similar issues. Their congressional delegates, all Republicans, I would note, have called on BOEM to enter into a formal coordination and consultation agreement with these territories before moving forward. The Trump administration is entirely ignoring these calls, which should give all of us pause. In my home state of Arizona, we've seen responsible mining be an economic benefit and job-creating engine, but we've also seen what happens when mining interests override community concerns. We've seen how legacy contamination poisons drinking water for generations. We've seen how tribal nations are left out of decisions that affect their sacred lands. I don't want to see Pacific Island communities face the same fate. And the promised jobs from these deep sea mining operations just don't add up. And let's be clear about the environmental risks. Scientists tell us that deep sea ecosystems are extraordinarily fragile. A NOAA-monitored test site has not recovered after 50 years. We don't fully understand these ecosystems, and we certainly don't understand what large-scale industrial extraction would do to them. 40 countries have announced their opposition to deep sea mining. The international community is urging caution, and yet this administration wants to issue permits for mining in international waters, permits that may not even be enforceable and could be illegal because the companies doing the actual work are headquartered in countries bound by the United Nations Treaty. Pursuing deep sea mining will further isolate us from our allies, undermine the international legal framework we helped create, and potentially compromise the freedom of navigation principles that our military depends on, all for an industry that has never turned a profit. That's not a national security strategy. If we're serious about securing critical mineral supply chains, there are far better options. We could invest in recycling and a circular economy, recovering minerals from products we've already made instead of extracting new ones. We could extract minerals from the tailings of existing mines, mining waste that's already been brought to the surface. We could work with our allies to build a diverse, resilient supply chain. And where responsible mining could be done with proper environmental review, tribal consultation, and community consent, we should pursue it on land, under modern regulations, with royalties that benefit American taxpayers. I hope today's witnesses can explain why deep sea mining deserves the massive government investment it would require when proven alternatives exist right here on American soil. Thank you, and I yield back.